Subscribe on YouTube and like the official page on Facebook. Face the facts. The DCL.
For companies, some members was I. It is the place in obey some place in Boromobon, ya. Ghana Bobo ni Kowaka when you come. That is why you are attracting a companies. Mobile domestic football. Okay. Clubs in Africa. It's you come on. That is where what I said the public and you don't want to football. But I know the Mukoya, you know. The Mukoya, you know, a dent in the image of Ghana football.
What they are some who was here, you football, same bitch, the white drain, facts in Kwan, a 2 mirror, you bet to see. Maybe I can't yet, you bet Domasuko, one should face the fact I wouldn't be because a football never conned him, face the fact I be Ghana for, if she is so. You, my dear monocrack, and it rodo, the yin some no one when you're pretty home. Ghana good moon, some I want to see any a day, bro. What's here in town? It's what is here, you go YouTube. Young flow will fill us any hot news. Analytica King Halid, sports, I found a fella, send you on no fruit juice. Face the facts, heading some no beramo. Jumadi went here, why you're home. King Ali, Ejina Kunya. No flow, some no sports, on only a buafo. Ghana football, ye into a deba. GFA, Monshani, a deba. Messy Kings TV GH, sports woodhead, and Yamuanka Yabuada. Kings TV GH in here. Face the facts in Sunni. From Kwesi crime, ya branca ya Eto'o. Kings TV GH. Subscribe on YouTube and like the official page on Facebook. Face the facts. The DCL.
For companies, some members was I. It is the place in obey some place in Boromobon, ya. Ghana Bobo ni Kowaka when you come. That is why you are attracting a companies. Mobile domestic football. Okay. Clubs in Africa. It's you come on. That is where what I said the public and you don't want to football. But I know the Mukoya, you know. The Mukoya, you know, a dent in the image of Ghana football.
What they are some who was here, you football, same bitch, the white drain, facts in Kwan, a 2 mirror, you bet to see. Maybe I can't yet, you bet Domasuko, one should. Ashafona, Ajona, Yamo Bibia Kwaba, Ediaba, Kings TV GH Sports, and so a year feeder for Frasa Fradi, Eddie Amaya Kita on Sabosman and the Tosso, Marco, Dunubako, ye Tenase, now Fay, Agudi Munsem, ye di Abrona, and exclusive interview, and a year, a year, Animua, ye di Ebrew Sans, and they, Uko Pimu, our Cameroonian. The Ankasa African a legend, Mabrantia, your friend is Samuel Eto'o. The match fixing scandals, and so at me at the Atari Abrantena, and ye asem Kitrakra Samuel Eto'o, so dear Africa ha any baby na ye ni edinati parenti, Bibisa Kwakusia, na was exclusively ye call a Cameroon fin, ye kwaji and Chirimua, and also a timmy a woman tene. Yen Juma di Kasiana ebe center on a match fixing allegations and a lot of allegations and ye di afa ye abrantia ye furnish Samuel Eto'o face hon uko pima manufacturer krata e de akwa akoma FIFA ye bedimu enkomo na ya said ye niema enso AC eko na oba eye efie nso a na se Kumasi Asante Kotoko yanti a omakwa kupimu ewo ahimfie mensia na ukopie mo ho a ensema na ebobo eri abani nyina erifa eye the new CEO na se name 24 person mutimi gura na afei wo mo etimi efa no ene sede eniema esia konti eno so ne opani atimi akasa mekire eye ye na sante hene oni mpanifo adi nkomo eri afa eye Kumasi Asante Kotoko na se the new eye board anampo CEO obeba bi di dwuma edi amakuma sa asante kotoko no ehon nsem etimi ewo ha Ghana Football Association so no atimi awuramu edi eye enkrata edi aba omo epa dwumayefo bi mu sanso na tournament eno nso edi enimu Division 1 eye Super Cup no eno nso ehon komo efe no atimi edi aba abeto mountain ebetimi edi sa enkomo no enso ewo ha Sunyane Coronation Park regrassing and afi dressing room project donations no gusu ba and day in day out donations no egusu eba nti eno so ye de ni be fa na yetimi ahwese de niema enso esi content de exclusive interview waba Facebook no so na wahye na afi watimi abomodin enso akomente wo question bi apese yemisa yensem training owo Cameroon concerning football any match fixing allegations any diaka eno nso etimi ewo Cameroon no wo the comment ni ba ye bebisa question no enso etimi diamanti share no bia enya bi we exclusive mesro emane mpa wansana wa mo bi atibi waba sisi ya no wahye Facebook King Sports and I say Kings TV GH Sports sound so and YouTube Kings TV GH Sports YouTube Kings TV GH Sports mesero ko YouTube na ko subscribe if am na yentimi entoa dwumadi no so na mede document amensaka area free Cameroon no mede emu nkomo ebetimi edi amount na ene sedi asem no eba ene sedi sitie nyina no ye dikan ahwe na ansana yakọ ahoma no so na afi ye ne yensem turuni a owo Cameroon no enso etimi adi enkomo edi afa ho na ene wutimi ewrema sei na enkrata yensaka ye edi efria no esietie ye betimi aka bi kakra enso etimi edi amount me ba cho wa bomodin na subscribe ewo YouTube na fi wa like on Facebook na bibia enso etimi akoso kama Ahmed Ayat ewa ha woni ye MCR sanso na oyemi co-hoster menene nyina akabom ede dwumadie no enso etimi eba Solomon asedoni obetimi aframe King Solomon na ohwe krata edaso ya na se Injala Kwan Sports Academy womo na etimi awramu atwero the Ethics Committee FIFA Zurich Switzerland omo etwero kratan on the 17th of July 2023 de ohone de na se akwakoye French ne niema kakra na ohwe headline na or say request to open investigations on match fixing, aggravated corruption, abuse of position, manipulation of football matches, threat to physical and moral integrity, incitation of hate and violence, and propagation of false information. We any year dear, womatimi aye ediafa abranti anaso wura ye friend Samuel Eto'o se ho na utimi ehwa wura krata no mankasa na se letter na we hereby draw your attention to the above mentioned subject and request you to open independent investigations followed by the appropriate sanctions. Okay, followed by the appropriate sanctions as prescribed in the FIFA Code of Ethics against the following persons who are bound by this code. We hereby draw your attention to the above mentioned subject and request you to open independent investigations by the appropriate sanctions as prescribed in the FIFA Code of Ethics against the following persons who are bound by this code. Enti omo enei omo pese yentimi enye hwehwemu ewo mumu omo fi se sa eye enema ya boboso ewo suru ho nyina omo ka ho bi no Mr. Samuel Eto'o, President of Cameroon Football Federation, FICAFOOT. Mr. Ndaze Yali, President of FICAFOOT for the Southwestern Region, Cameroon. Mr. Nkwan Valentine, alias Bob Didi, president of Victoria United FC, a club participating in the MTN Elite One Championship, that's top flight in Cameroon. Mr. Neba Awanto Henry, owner of Options Sports Academy, a club participating in the Southwest Regional Championship, that's the third tier in Cameroon. And then the fifth person and others, and Injala Sports Academy, woman so etimidiaba. Now, oko the next page now. In essence, following investigations carried out by us, including the exploitation of text and audio messages, videos, and eyewitnesses' testimonies, these persons have breached Article 24, 25, 27, 28 of the FICAFORT Code of Ethics 2021 edition attached in the USB stick as Exhibit 17, as well as Articles 23, 24, 26, 28, 30 of the FIFA Code of Ethics 2023 edition. And we are calling on parallel independent investigations to be carried out, followed by the corresponding sanctions where necessary. And we near my ababat let no ura my background no any said your muchiri chirima me pe the 7th point no who share the 7th point now. On the 5th of March 2023, President Samuel Eto'o calls his friend and ally Mr. Nkwan Valentine alias Bob Didi to meet him at Stamford Hotel in Douala for a very confidential meeting. He tells Bodidi not to inform his vice president, Injala Kwan, of the meeting. Bodidi is accompanied in this meeting by Mr. Neba Henry, another close ally to the president of FICAFORT. During this meeting, Mr. Eto'o expresses his doubt and lack of confidence in his vice president, Mr. Injala Kwan, because he is requesting for contracts and asking too many questions on governance issues. So, enti just a krata de anwedin, enti we krata ene yedi akwa koma FIFA say Samuel Eto'o first womo enye nimu enhwehwemu na mayenko ahoma no so na afei yenkonkodi nkomo all the way from Cameroon na afei yeni yensem tronian wono so owo nei oye adwuma edima CRTV na se Cameroon omo national television CRTV yeni owura yefe ne se Rene Kati eni enkomo yene Rene Kati eni enkomo na yentimi enhwe said ye niema tie Cameroon sei na statement a ye kan yen wontimi enkan mu nsem kakra enso ntimi enkyere yen ezanse ensem we no ya na eduru ba bia ebehia se ye betimi awura mu na afin yaji enkyiremu eno nso ewom enti yene CRTV your correspondent owo Rene Kati yene no ense yebetimi adi enkomo edi afa sa scandal ya ebobo edifa abranti anase Cameroon nese ni ukopima de timi efiri ho ensu etimi eba no okay se ya lusu union ewa ahoma no so maye se yensa ebesa aka no na afei yedi enkomo ene anumre enti yensa ka my brother from Cameroon ye na juma edema CRTV na a sign language variant no yebe kobro fu kakra na afei ba enchiremu bi ho no yetimi edi amount. My friend, good evening.
Good evening, Solomon. Good evening to all Ghanaians, and thanks for having me on your program after so many months, my friend.
Many months, and you know that's the nature of the job, you know. So thank you very much for accepting to speak with us. let's go straight to the points. And we are having some document here in our studios from one sports academy that they are writing to FIFA to open investigations on Samuel Eto'o, the legend in African football, who is also the president of FICAFOOT, of their allegations of Samuel Eto'o being involved in match fixing allegations or match fixing and other practices. Tell us more about this statement.
Thank you very much. Well, the statement comes on the heels of, so many going ons within the ranks of the Cameroon Football Federation, within the ranks equally of the Southwest Regional FECAFOOT. The Southwest is where, many great footballers in Cameroon hail from. I'm talking about footballers like Tato Steven. If you hear of Tato Steven, who played the 1990 World Cup, he was the captain of the Indomitable Lions. He hails from that part of the country. We also have footballers like Deep Akem Victor, who was the right back for the Indomitable Lions of Cameroon when they defeated Argentina in the 1990 FIFA World Cup. Then you have people like Clinton Jay, who plays for, Antalya Spor out there in Turkey, in the Turkish Super League. So the Southwest region arguably is one of the regions that has produced arguably the best footballers in Cameroon. Today, the region, is a little bit, in a dire need of transparency. It's in a dire need of stability as far as football is concerned. And this is where the former foot vice president of the Cameroon Football Federation, Mr. Henry Njalakwan Jr., hails from. And I want to make you understand that so many people in that part of the country actually allude Mr. Henry Njalakwan Jr. with his roots from Ghana. You might not know this, but so many people feel that he has a root in Ghana out there. Unfortunately, he has a club which is known as the Njalakwan Sports Academy that was involved in the Southwest Regional Football Championship. But unfortunately, they played against another club still from the region in what they call the Southwest Regional Mini Interpools. The Mini Interpools is the competition that qualifies teams for the National Interpools. And then, of course, in the National Interpools, teams gain promotion into elite football. Only that, when they played against the team from still the Southwest Regional, part of the country in the semi-finals of the regional interpools, they felt cheated, they felt defeated, by referees. And according to the president of the Njalakwan Sports Academy, who is the former foot vice president of the Cameroon Football Federation, Mr. Henry Njalakwan, according to him, the cheating stems from the fact that they no longer want him as fourth vice president of the Cameroon Football Federation, and they were looking for every means in order to boot him out, in order to uproot him, from the federation. So the only instrument they could use was his team, which is in Njalakwan Sports Academy. In the match, which was a semi-final of the Southwest Regional Mini Interpools, his team was, shown a matching order of 5 red cards. His team had 5 red cards and 6 yellow cards, and so he was booted out of the competition. Now, he felt cheated, and according to him, he had filed a lot of reports to the president of the Cameroon Football Federation, Samuel Eto'o, to the fact that football in that part of the country, in this part of the country, was not going well, that there had to be a lot of, regularization in the referees department and all of that. Only that he was not heard. His considerations were not, his appeals were never taken into consideration, and so he felt cheated and decided to write to the International Football Federation, that is FIFA, that he has been cheated. And that's where we are right now as far as the troubles in the Cameroon Football Federation are concerned. So as of now, he has written to FIFA, and FIFA has acknowledged reception of his complaint, which states, strictly that he has been cheated by the referees committee of the Cameroon Football Federation in the southwest region of the country. So that's where we are right now, and there is a lot of problems as far as that is concerned.
Has the FIFA president, Samuel Eto'o, responded to some of these allegations?
Well, a few days ago, he had a meeting. It was some kind of an impromptu meeting with, football club presidents in Cameroon in the elite championship. One thing you should understand is that in Mr. Njalakwan Jr., the former foot vice president of FECAFOOT, the Cameroon Football Federation, one of the complaints he laid to FIFA was the fact that Mr. Samuel Eto'o actually favored a particular club from the southwest region where he hails. That is the southwest region where he hails. They call the club Victoria United. Now, the president of this club and the president of the Cameroon Football Federation, Mr. Samuel Eto'o, are very, very good friends. According to Mr. Njalakwan Jr., it is the president of this club who orchestrated his club to be cheated the way he suspiciously thought was cheated. The president of Victoria United is a very, very close ally, to the Cameroon Football Federation president Samuel Eto'o, and according to Mr. Njalakwan Jr., who is the foot vice president of FECAFOOT, Samuel Eto'o, his friend, had contacted him to actually orchestrate this cheating. Not only that, but to make sure that this club, which participating in the second tier football league of the Cameroon Championship, should be favored to gain promotion to the top tier league of Cameroon. And there is a voice note that is circulating, on social media, where the Cameroon Football Federation president Samuel Eto'o and the president of this club actually have, a conversation which is directed towards Victoria United, which is the club which Mr. Njalakwan Jr. is suspecting that Samuel Eto'o actually, orchestrated its promotion to the top tier league of Cameroon. Only that, the president of this club has come out, with, a debunking communique, a debunking press release to say that no, that voice on that, the voice that is circulating on social media is actually not his voice, But then the president of the Cameroon Football Federation had a meeting with club presidents telling them that he cannot do such thing, that he, does not actually recognize that particular voice. No, just like his friend, the president of Victoria United, that they don't recognize voices. So for now, Cameroonians are divided as far as opinion is concerned, whether or not those voices are actually the voices of Samuel Eto'o and the voice of the president of that club, who is also his very, very good friend. So Eto'o has reacted, but he has not actually said for real that that is his voice. And the president of Victoria United also says that is not his voice. And Solomon, just to make mention of the fact that the president of this club, Victoria United, has organized, has called for a press conference that is going to be tomorrow, Saturday. I'm sure he wants to clear the doubt. He wants to clear the air whether or not that is his voice or not. But then I want to make you understand that he has come out very clean and clear with a communique, with a press release to say that that is not his voice. Well, so many international media outlets like L'Equipe in France and other, media outlets in France and Italy have already got hold of the voice and are already writing articles as far as that is concerned. So it's a really, really big problem as far as football in Cameroon is concerned. Trust me.
These voice messages popping up, and then from this statement from Kuala Joan Sports Academy, they said they have voice messages and then eyewitnesses. So How is the security agencies also taking this matter in Cameroon?
Well, for now, the state, the Cameroon government has not said anything, just like the security has not said anything. The Ministry of Defense hasn't said anything. I think they're just taking their time. I'm sure the Cameroon government is just on the fence, watching and taking its time. You know, they cannot intervene within the ranks of the Cameroon Football Federation. Let's not forget that FIFA has what they call the zero tolerance intervention of state as far as the affairs of football in every country is concerned, as far as the affairs of a football federation, which is directly attached to FIFA and CAF is concerned. So for now, there has been no reaction from the government of Cameroon. There has been no reaction from the sports ministry, and of course, there has been no reaction from the Ministry of Defense and Security in the country. But trust me, Solomon, the days ahead are very, very, very pregnant because, like I said, there is a divided opinion as far as this particular issue is concerned.
Looking at the point number 8 in the statement, about 24 hours after the meeting at Starland Hotel, Douala, between Mr. Eto'o and Bob Didi and Enemba Henry, Mr. Henry sent a threatening message to Njala Kwan. So why were they sending, threatening messages as far as football, terms is concerned? We don't deal with violence and whatever. So what do you think may be the reasons why they have to send, threatening messages?
Well, I cannot say for sure. I cannot ascertain why all these are happening. But let's not forget, Solomon, that we are journalists, and these are all allegations. The allegations are not yet founded, by a competent court or by a competent legal body in Cameroon. Last Saturday, about a week ago, the president of Njalakwan Sports Academy, held an exclusive, comprehensive press conference, making all these allegations and, of course, revealing some of the things that are not going right as far as the Cameroon Football Federation is concerned. Making a 19-page autopsy and, of course, solutions as far as Cameroon football and its problems are concerned. He is accusing the president of the Cameroon Football Federation, Samuel Eto'o, for not actually, taking into consideration all these problems that are happening, and also for not ensure his security. He also accuses Mr. Henry. Mr. Henry Neba is the president of a football club in the southwest region of the country, Solomon, and he accuses that club president, for sending threatening messages to him, for sending threats to his life, and also accuses Mr. Bob Didi, who is the president of Victoria United, alias Opopo, and also very, very good friend to Samuel Eto'o, for sending threatening messages on his life and all of that. But like I said, these are all accusations, these are all allegations which are yet to be founded, which are yet to be proved by a competent court. For now, like I said, it's a very, very pregnant atmosphere as far as Cameroonian football is concerned. We can only but watch what's going to happen in the next couple of days, but it's really, really disturbing atmosphere as far as Cameroonian football is concerned, Solomon.
Look at the administration of Samuel Eto'o is improper. Since he came into office, as a journalist, how do you see his administration?
I mean, human beings are never going to get it 100% right. Every human being has got his weaknesses. Samuel Eto'o is a human being, and of course, he's got his weaknesses. He's also got his strengths. It's more than 1.5 years that he's been in office as the president of the Cameroon Football Federation, and so to speak, he's achieved some groundbreaking achievements. He's had some groundbreaking achievements. For example, it's true that not every club, but most players in most of the clubs in the country are no longer crying of salary issues. We've had so many sponsors come in, to sponsor the federation and, of course, to sponsor the championship and the national football team of Cameroon. We had, a record-breaking, deal with One All Sports, which is an American enterprise that has come in. Even though there are so many problems now, like I said yesterday, One All Sports, unfortunately, came out with a communique to tell Cameroonians, to inform Cameroonians on the fact that the companies, the startup companies that they signed deals with to distribute the jerseys of the Indomitable Lions of Cameroon in Cameroon have not paid them, and that they have not also kept this money in the account of the Cameroon Football Federation. So that's a whole lot of controversy. Yesterday, the president of the Cameroon Football Federation, Samuel Eto'o, made a post on his official social media account where he praised Puma. I'm sorry for publicity, where he praised Puma, and also signaling to Cameroonians on the fact that he possibly or probably might have had, a deal with Puma, which is a former sponsor of the national football team of Cameroon, at the expense of One All Sports, which is the main sponsor of the national football team of Cameroon. So it's really worrying. Many people are saying that One All Sport has not lived up to the expectation of the Cameroon Football Federation, and that's why Samuel Eto'o came out with this particular post on his official social media platform. So it's worrying. But then one thing we should know is that Eto'o also has his weaknesses as a human being. For example, so many people are saying, or so many observers feel that he has surrounded himself, with people who cannot give him the right advices, people who cannot help him out. So many people feel that, he's arrogant. So many people feel that he's not humble. So many people feel that he does not take advice from people around him, from some people around him. For example, Cameroon has lost over 2 billion francs CFA, in court cases. We have the former coach of the national football team, Antonio Conceição, whose contract was terminated illegally, and he took this matter to the Court of Arbitration for Sports in Lausanne, in Switzerland, and the Cameroon Football Federation was found guilty, and the Cameroon Football Federation, FECAFO, has to pay him a total of 1.2 billion francs CFA, whereas they had advised Samuel Eto'o to let this man see out his contract with the national football team of Cameroon. But Eto'o did not hear, he did not listen to advice. He said that the coach did not actually meet up with his expectation, and that's why he had to sack the coach. So Cameroon has to pay 1.2 billion francs CFA, to this coach, to this Portuguese coach, Antonio Conceição. And then again, Cameroon has to pay so many so much money to different people, who were in contract with the Cameroon Football Federation, but their contracts were terminated illegally by the Cameroon Football Federation president, Samuel Eto'o. And so it's worrying, because if Eto'o probably had taken had taken the advice of these, advisors, these people who are around him, the Cameroon Football Federation will not be in this financial mess that we are into right now. And so, like I said, every human being has got his own, weaknesses, and has got his own strengths. So those are the strengths and the weaknesses of Mr. Samuel Eto'o, the president of the Cameroon Football Federation, Solomon.
How we know that AFCON is just around the corner, 2023. We are playing AFCON. So, how will this affect the Cameroonian national team and then Cameroonian football in general? When you hear what people are saying in Cameroon?
Well, one of the persons who have been very vocal about this is I don't know if I should say the former goalkeeper of the national team, Andre Onana, who just signed a very, very lucrative contract, arguably the biggest contract by every Cameroonian footballer in the history of Cameroonian football, with Manchester United. Andre Onana has joined Manchester United for a groundbreaking national record fee by any Cameroonian footballer. He has been one of the persons who has been very, very vocal as far as the administration of FECAFOOT is concerned. He was trained by the football academy of Samuel Eto'o, which is known as Fundesport. But this is a young man who is independent and who sees things, and when he feels that things are not going well, he comes out and says that this thing is not going well and this thing is not going well. And so he has been very vocal on the way football in Cameroon is being managed. Let's not forget that he was dismissed from the national team in the heart of the FIFA World Cup out there in Qatar, which I covered, and since then he has been very vocal, not really vocal per se, but he has been very vocal with his tweets and with his Instagram outings, criticizing the way football has been managed in Cameroon. Another person who has been very vocal is the current captain of the national team of Cameroon, Vincent Aboubakar. In an interview, in an exclusive television interview with a French media a month ago, he said that Samuel Eto'o has surrounded himself with people who cannot give him good advice, with people who cannot help him, in the management of Cameroonian football, and he feels that Eto'o should surround himself with people who can actually help him. So these are all signals to show that Cameroon is indeed in danger, in the sense that we are going to be playing a very, very important match against Burundi in September here in Cameroon. And that match is a must-win match for the Cameroonian national football team, for them to qualify for the Africa Cup of Nations out there in Ivory Coast. But then, when you have so many problems, so many troubles, so many issues surrounding the Cameroon Football Federation, surrounding the national team, you have to be afraid. You have to be, you have to fear for the Cameroon national football team as far as the Africa Cup of Nations 2023 in Ivory Coast is concerned, because like somebody said, when issues like this occur, they also affect the players. They also affect the national football team. And that's why Cameroonians feel that things like this should not be happening within the ranks of the Cameroon Football Federation. But like Eto'o, the president of the Cameroon Football Federation, says, he's going to do everything to protect the interest of footballers. And that is what he has been doing. And that is what that's why, footballers, especially those in the national football team of our country, don't have any issues, because as far as, their bonuses, allowances in the national football team is concerned, they don't have any problem with that. But then, is that the only thing that you have to take into consideration as far as Cameroonian football is concerned? As a football journalist, as a football actor in Cameroon, I would say no, because there are several factors that you have to take into consideration for football to gain its stability within the ranks of Cameroon. And Eto'o has a lot of work to do, and he has got to surround himself with the right persons at the right time and at the right place as far as the management of football in our country is concerned, Solomon.
Let's look at the Onana issue during the World Cup, or prior to the World Cup. We heard a lot of issues about Andre Onana, his rant, and then his dismissal from the squad. Is he willing to return to the team, to the national team ahead of the AFCON?
I cannot tell you whether or not he's willing to return, to the national football team or not. All I know is that, let me just say this: the president, the former vice president, the former fourth vice president of FECAFOOT, the Cameroon Football Federation, whom we've been talking about, Mr. Henry Jalakwan Jr., made a statement during his press conference today. He said that Andre Onana is the victim of the management style of the president of the Cameroon Football Federation, Mr. Samuel Eto'o, and he said something which was very, very surprising to every sports journalist who actually covered the press conference. He said Samuel Eto'o told him, that the career of Andre Onana is finished. We actually don't know what that particular statement meant, and we don't know for sure if that particular statement was actually made by Samuel Eto'o, because we are only quoting Mr. Henry Jalakwan Jr. It could be right, it could be wrong, but that's what Mr. Henry Jalakwan Jr. said. I was at the World Cup, and as a reporter, we had tried to make some investigation, with respect to the Andre Onana saga. I had a chat with the coach of the national football team, Rigobert Song-Bahana, who told me he doesn't have any problem whatsoever with Andre Onana. He also said the problem with Andre Onana is indiscipline, but the player has come out several times to make it abundantly clear that it is not an issue of indiscipline. It is true he's been very, very discreet with his outings, with his social media outings, and even television appearances as far as that particular issue is concerned. So, like I said, I can tell you that nobody actually knows what's happened. The team captain, Vincent Obaka, has also come out to say that the problem between Rigobert Song and Andre Onana is a team problem. He made mention of the fact that Andre Onana has got to be disciplined. Andre Onana has got to be humble within the ranks of the national football team of Cameroon. But the latest Instagram post of Andre Onana, as far as this particular issue is concerned, came a few hours after the press conference of Mr. Henry Jalakwan Jr. when he made that statement that it is Samuel Eto'o who doesn't want Andre Onana to come back to the national football team of Cameroon. Andre Onana said in his Instagram page that only time can tell who is right and who is wrong as far as his saga with the national team is concerned. So I can tell you that nobody actually knows what actually transpired between these two men as far as the national football team of Cameroon is concerned, and even what happened at the World Cup is concerned.
During the World Cup, and you followed Cameroon national team for a very long time. Did you see, was it or the absence of Andre Onana, did it have any negative impact on the team?
I cannot say his absence had a negative impact on the team. Let's not forget that he was on goal when Cameroon played against Switzerland in the first game. Unfortunately, we were defeated by 1-0, and that particular goal was scored by a Cameroonian, Mbolo, Brice Mbolo. He's a Cameroonian, but unfortunately, he plays for the Switzerland national football team. He's taken up nationality with Switzerland. Switzerland defeated us by 1-0. It was Andre Onana who was on goal. The second game, when he was suspended, it was Davis Epasimboka, who plays his club football out there in Saudi Arabia. He was on goal, and we played a 3-3 draw against against another team. And then, of course, we defeated Brazil, right? We defeated Brazil by 1-0. It was still Davis Epasimboka, who was the second in command as far as the goalkeeping department of Cameroon was concerned at the World Cup, against Brazil. And of course, I mean, it tells you that Cameroon is a land of great goalkeepers. You could pick any goalkeeper, put him in the national football team of Cameroon, and he performs very, very well. But let's not forget that this guy they call Andre Onana is a fantastic goalkeeper. He's a wonderful goalkeeper, arguably one of the best as far as world football now is concerned. And there is no doubt that Cameroon still needs Andre Onana. Cameroon still needs his experience. Cameroon still needs him in the national football team. And that's what so many Cameroonians want to see in the match against Burundi that we'll be playing to qualify for the Africa Cup of Nations out there in Cote d'Ivoire, Solomon.
This is where time will permit us to, finish with you. After the press conference, if there's any response from the FIFA president, kindly let us know. So we will say bye-bye to you. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much, Solomon, and thanks for having me on your show. And a very special good evening greetings to all Ghanaians who are following the program today.
Thank you. No, nkoma yeko ekudi ewo Cameroon na waka bebre mejiri se Ahmed Ayat na unsu utie enti kakra ajawo kan no aha wacha ase se de ya na ye no first na odibi ensu edi awram enti nkoma no de ye di bebre aha Kings TV GH Sports Ogusua Oshe Jumadi we interviewer yani CRTV radio Cameroon national television presenter na yenino enso edi nkomo concerning Samuel Eto'o's match fixing scandals allegations awodwa yede ato no so na Oshe statement ne ban said ye kan ne dia ensem mum papa na yese yakiro akoma FIFA ama FIFA nso aka edi aba na se FIFA a respond se omu enya krata na omu edi aba no na sobo a mudi bi ebo Samuel Eto'o's match fixing se akọ fixing match ama akọ FIFA a team from the south sanso na corruption eno nso yedi bi abono abuse of position na say position e kuta no as aha be kan say every president no wadi di dwumadie bi a nyaade a eboa enti eno enso eka ho bi na yesi manipulation of football matches enti wasanso aguragura football mu a results na koba bi a ensese etimi eko na afi threat ahodo a eno nso ewom omatimi edi aka ho na propagation of false information or information bi aba na say no kribia ensu enimenti wen ene enkomo kakra eno nso yetimi akodi ewo Cameroon enem eho nkomo na timi dia banti uhwe abrabo ana se dwumadi a Samuel Eto'o wadi na oye se de ade ne kona emu ya kakra se yebisa na se Eto'o ba ye na administration hu ne sen ono se Eto'o ye nipa de untimi nye bibia 100% waye bi di aboa sanso ena niema bibiri enso wo a eno so antimi antwaye enti Ahmed ma memra wo hoye na ja ebia wo nso te kakra bia akoye brofo ye followers eni ya hwefo di ono so ewo problem kakra no na wadaroma onso wachirim kakra bi atimi edi ama ahwefo no Ahmed akwaba
Mejo susolo
sa pomboko de
o nyame adom
obo adwuma nso obo adwuma pa
kakra
yeah common here di no kakra wo tie wadaroma.
Well, I think say a Cameroonian journalist your friend Rendu Chekachi. I think say in same pina na ode etu jabat me pese me wura nsem no kakra because okay Samuel Eto'o where one personality na say oba Africa say ya respecting ye pa esam bra wabebo ewo football mu so the time obenya akwanya say obeye Cameroon Football Federation or president na obia fi say yes or omo sankofo ni bisa na ehi omo ewo football ni mu omo mabo bi pen omo akọ Europe akọ hu da we a omo Europeans no ahyehyɛ omo niema ama enei oba Africa nyina no ye follow European football no to omo de sasu ehunu no ebeba Africa ha say but so wo hwɛ allegations eba na hwɛ krata tententen a mpemfo yi atworo e de akwa akoma FIFA say FIFA investigate Samuel Eto'o e penfo se asem bia no anase bebi enhusie efri bia no ejaye den e wo hono so mintimi nka se asem na enokre anase enye nokre but Samuel Eto'o should be very careful because GDA na emu bi ewo woni mu no se ekoba na sade a na ye se wama yensensi from even pono what the buy Ghana has say football people no be kase even omo ma bobo ni pen comment nya den anya adwuma no and say otie nsemtroni ya na one no edi nkomo ni ye pa na wo say Vincent Abubakar echirem krampa na ye say Samuel Eto'o omo around Samuel Eto'o no wo mun tunu fo papa ala say and my help if I say Samuel Eto'o ne tweet bi nom ne che say articles bi a actually there for Samuel Eto'o or cry on faso e kasa even football people mom only clubs wo Cameroon na as they say no ahomaso bi yaba Samuel Eto'o mu amaje sika wode a support clubs no obusom say hemfo na atimi use sika no the way na kopese misuse e mo players no so Samuel Eto'o wani nipa na ye adwuma e wo so onya abotere na oyeden wotimi ene omo edi nkita ho se de be obi ano e de ne idea e be ba on board se de be ye betimi ama Cameroonian football no ayeden atimi atumpon but say okoye ne se ono nko a ene betimi ye adwuma no de a ene wan hwe obetimi afeli e wo ho no for now no I can say I think say omo ye fed up of him. Okay. So nti Samuel Eto'o on hwe na on to nima ye because say afi na allegations na yeden ba so FIFA and so ebe investigation but I na me di ho ya say anytime bia no yen Africans no and as a match fixing no de bia no na ye de ye ho asem ko FIFA fantastic e ba na sa na ha adwin ye pa no bibini nso ye nipa aha nti yeso so yantoto ye niema say ebe ya niema be dem ebetimi akoye ewo bibrem ha me no most of times no aya men buy ideas say bia bibia no ye be kwa abrofo no ho na omo na akere yesu ye betimi aya ma na ye
Ghana beyond aid
fantastic so na still na na egusi di omachi ohunti no Samuel Eto'o on hwe na on to ne nema yi na ne din a wanya e wo football mu no entimi nya den enwie awie pa
to me me ya kakra to be honest on say ye bo greatest players ye legends of African football untimi mo nyi Samuel Eto'o din famfri
David
Champions League records awaye
fantastic
in fact
na even Pomorino ka so aba akokura obo hat-trick
yes enti bibisa akofa ne ho a na ya na tambia e wo se enipa bia wonya position a wo hwa ade bi yie wonya position a enema a wo so hwe ne yie no ba ko ame ene mewuram eye omo a omutufo enipa bia wonya position omo omutufo no ya hwe omo yie wunyanya position a ye wo mo a oni omo ebe nante o ye nye we chale line no wunya position a in a way say wotwe from ebe ka so wonya position ti no eno mfa nye hwe eno wo ho wuntimi ntwe mfiri ebia wo childhood friends obi opewasem bebiri na mom hwehu se field na wawura no any friends na ade omo eba wo ho no omo wo the ideas se wo chia o betimi ate no enipa bia hia futu even twedi ampo nyankopon kra no wote na hinwa so ne so obi amanfo atwa ne ho asia o na abofo ne omo ye aduma but what mase enti Eto'o we no ye kan ntwi wonte ye kan dia maye nyina ye ho abibrem ha anampo Ghana unya position a enipa a odi omo ebe bata ho no hwe omo yi ma yehu se enye friends ye say friends and cronies eno bi na ye say ekoso wo Cameroon no some time ago Ghana your football me yet TV friends and cronies even na baimu ye be TV family and friends enne yehu bi family and friends eni niema enti e wo se abi before ye hwe ye ho yie abra ye nya position wudi akra wani monyama a wodi ato ho nyina no obesa lusu ni nyina unim de ntia se wonya position na be very powerful a obia pese onya favor e wo wanim kaso asoma se owe wo pemasem sanfo ni bia no oya de boni a wontimi nka omunyina ye samasa oh boss oh ya de oh yeah Charlie and baby amima ye adwuma bibiri I'm not in that person say enkoyi ameka se oh boss no and before be pray omo position pesa ade no se oh ya de na ameka se boss we de fa hanke beboa o kan bebira ubenya tan nti wo se ye yi sa ne ma ne di free ye ho na enipa ne boa support o na wo achieve ua manase wo target wi a animunyam se ne ye odia animunyam se no ye odia obi a oben wo pii no bibiri entimi enka turu en obi won so a wo ka turu ni che ne bibiri obetwe ne ho afiri ho within mo ankasa no kro bi beba se wo asomasi wo mpe wasem on se da bia o challenge wo meanwhile na ade no ni yiye anase ne papam na open so eye me ya Samuel Eto'o and we said you almost your more WhatsApp voice note and also there you can't lie say your voice and I say bia say entini nyina mu no betimi ase eye den na kwa abonten eye den enetimi kwa abonten said the journalist ne kan no or say Cameroon issues is pregnant the chance be wo say nsem eba ensem o Cameroon ma eba yedimu ensem betimi
enyem tanta pa
yes enyem enti owo a yebeti de be firi ma ba se FIFA ebe sanction Eto'o mibisa ne se allegations ni niam we bae no security bambofo e wo Cameroon so anamon be no motu no se for now de omunye ntu anamon bia unse ye was similar case wo Ghana ha yen former FA president ni de no unse no so na eduru ba bi na security issues ebem kakra by himself football FIFA and was to me no when it comes to football related issues and to say FIFA and I say or more train Miss Abisa and back was sent to buy na demonstration of who is saying and or say to buy no waboa or say a ban of football players in the Sikasem dear and then Africa open baby 3 players a year pa Cameroon Nina Eto'o any swadi huna or the buy Nina boanti niema koso kakra eno se eye abrante fed captain e Vicente Abubakar aka se Samuel Eto'o omo woni nchen no enye omo a ombetimi etu ne fo papa enti eno so another hell na ya etimi epiemu was mi bisa no about Afcon asema ebe ha adwen no se ebe ha adwen kakra they say o se oman ni mu ache ebi mu wo Eto'o safa ebi mu nso wo the other side omo wo crucial game was against Burundi was say must so omo win this game no na say the nsemi bu baba idie anhwa na eno akofa how enso atimi edi aba enti eno ene enkomo kakra ene yedi ye ewo Kings TV GH Sports ye be sere se obe subscribe di amayen ewo YouTube na oko Facebook nso a eno so watimi ahye edi amaye kama pa mese ye wo content ahodo bibiri yedi ebrew enti bomodin a na follow yen kama na yenhwe nyame ya aduma eda kwasieda ye be kwa akopie mu ewo nsuatere Balfour Sports Complex Tumasi Krum na yetimi akofa the unveiling ceremony of coach Maswo Kunadu exclusively ewo Kings TV GH enti ya na onso wetimi ahwebi ewo ha Facebook and YouTube ni nyina so no obetimi ahwebi ewo ho Jamed kakra ho a ebi ni ho nso anaja
o yanhwe sen ne ewo manhia Kumasi Asante Kotoko
yes
leaders no ne just legends omkohia otumfuo
okay
ma je say nkomodidie ekokọ so a say no
kakra
say no na je say otumfuo ato ama legends ne supporters no say omuanyi omompese ombeye den kotoko no ombedi animu na omototo ne ma ntinyame yadom ochena donko 1 pm abu omunyina ekwa ko pm ewo AJ complex wo
okay
na fe o ma hwe se de ho no mo so edin si etie ti ye boy homodin se ye de beba life
so life
okay ano se de city e wo ho nti kotoko na de in fact
nti se de timura asanteman hene asanteman wura
yes
na otumfo ato de ama legends
yes
omo wokotoko so omo ampe obi a
yes
omo amebodin sa me
fantastic omo amebodin
oh okay
because ebi mususu se na yemfa ma obi a weska
yes
so yemfa ma obi a say club no e wona komam ni ade nti they say there is over to a legend and his supporters
omo come here okay nti ochina ewo AJ Sports 1 p.m. right
yes
okay and so exclusively ewo Africa's so the bebrew live coverage and to be the card din wo akran sana but be also watching what would you say obe subscribe ya mai
nso a transfer say after unveiling no match be koso
okay
maso kunadu 11 and I think say the new general manager something
Eric Alagidede
okay
Eric Alagidede was yeah no di na e yi kakra but very fine football administrator
okay
into no so 11 you will see bibia to my live coverage
oh yeah
yes nti Kings TV GH yaba ne de na yaba adwumaden ene ye ba bebo won so support e betimi aboa ama yetimi akọ kama nti ukọ YouTube anu wa subscribe Kings TV GH Sports Kings TV GH Sports ewo YouTube Samsung na Facebook Kings Sports and as a Kings TV GH Sports
fantastic
and also ewo Facebook na wa follow ye kama
na ose
grow family no
Sunyani Coronation Park no obi asa be donation
donations ni gusu a eba donations ni gusu a eba na amamfo ayade amamfo ebo adwuma so no pa yewra runs for them chi ogusu a edini adwuma kama se Sunyani ba eboa na yesi owura bi ye frɛ no Godfred Yeboa yewra Godfred wadi kan amiki donations of 2242 ene wasa de 1200 ababe ka ho
okay
1200 Ghana cedis wadi ababe ka ho and sanso na Obed Oforimenka wono nso ama 300 Ghana cedis chesa amamfo de ba ababa wabi Georgina Ofei wono nso 500 Ghana cedis MC Kiki wono nso de 500 Ghana cedis aba yes enti yabedo bibia ase na yabo yewra Ransford ntwi so yabo na baso onkoso ne dwumadin a wo ye no onkoso anye na yes donations na eba no so no I believe and I trust the man said transparency be ye adwuma enti first one no abra abofo beba campaign wo ye bibire boy yenim se we nso wo ye de abo nti wa wo hwe ye atichi ne bencheye a wo donations e ma ye besere na onso watimi edekwa kitwa bi ensa na yatimi akoyenim ti Ahmed ochina 1 pm ewo AJ Sports yebebodi na omukusia na din no omode koma mpanimfo a yede ani bedi akiri na yehu sede eniema enso ebesi akọ enti yemfancy right okay enti aja yedisi enenso yeba ebesomo Ahmed Ayat oteninka sanso na Solomon asiedu betimi aframi King Solomon yedimu sia ochina obesan huye say yedi another interesting content edi bro yeko Cameroon mekodi nkomo yewra anase Samuel Eto'o match fixing allegations any corruption yedi atano se FIFA nsasum yekusu a de be firi ma babia no yedi ebema yem followers and afi yen subscribers mo YouTube yen fancy nyame adom ochena ye be san hia nyame nka obi bia
Face the fact I win baby because a football no be konadim. Face the fact I be Ghana for you should so. You my dear mono crack and trodo. You yin some no one when you pere home. Ghana good moon some I want to see any day bro.